Failed diplomacy and fatal miscalculations. Why no one hit the brakes even when war was still avoidable. In July 1914, diplomacy did not disappear. It failed. Not because leaders stopped talking, but because they talked past each other. Messages crossed borders faster than ever before. Ambassadors met, telegrams flew, and yet every attempt to stop the war only seemed to accelerate it. This episode is about the mistakes, human, political, and structural, that turned crisis management into catastrophe. Too much communication, too little understanding. The early 20th century was an age of unprecedented communication. Telegraphs allowed governments to exchange messages in minutes, not weeks. But speed did not bring clarity. Each message was filtered through fear, suspicion, and assumption. Leaders interpreted silence as hostility, compromise as weakness, delay as deception. Diplomacy became reactive rather than deliberate. Instead of slowing events down, communication sped them up. The illusion of control. Europe's leaders believed they were in control. They believed mobilization could be adjusted, that alliances could be activated selectively, that pressure could be applied without triggering war. This was an illusion. Military planning had become rigid. Mobilization timetables were precise to the hour. Railway schedules were fixed months in advance. Once set in motion, these plans could not pause. Diplomacy had to fit the plans, not the other way around. Plans designed for a different world. Germany relied on the Schlieffen Plan, a strategy designed to avoid a long two-front war. It assumed France could be defeated quickly before Russia fully mobilized. But assumptions are not guarantees. The plan required speed, surprise, and certainty, none of which diplomacy could provide. Other nations had similar rigid strategies. Once these plans activated, leaders lost the ability to improvise. War planning replaced political judgment. Misreading intentions. Perhaps the greatest failure was misunderstanding intentions. Germany believed Russia was bluffing. Russia believed Germany was posturing. Britain believed its neutrality might restrain Berlin. France believed loyalty would deter aggression. Everyone was wrong. Each nation acted based on what it feared others might do, not on what they were actually doing. This is how rational decisions produce irrational outcomes. The belief in a short war. One assumption unified nearly every capital: that war would be short, weeks not years, decisive not grinding, victorious not devastating. Leaders believed modern warfare rewarded speed and boldness. They had learned the wrong lessons from earlier conflicts. No one planned for stalemate. No one planned for mass death. No one planned for failure. Optimism became negligence. When diplomacy lost credibility. By late July, diplomacy no longer carried authority. Threats replaced dialogue. Ultimatums replaced negotiation. Backing down now risked domestic backlash. Public opinion had hardened. Leaders feared appearing weak more than they feared war. At that moment, diplomacy did not fail because it was impossible. It failed because no one was willing to trust it. How misjudgment became destiny. World War I was not inevitable, but once miscalculation replaced communication and planning replaced judgment, peace no longer had defenders. The tragedy is not that leaders wanted war. It is that they believed they could control it. They couldn't. If this showed how reason collapses under pressure, there's more to uncover. Subscribe to Hidden History Fact Vault for history without hindsight bias. Comment on which miscalculation mattered most, and do leaders still repeat it today? Next, the dominoes fall, from crisis to global war.